Welcome back, Tiger Sports fans, to another episode of Tiger Sports Nation. I'm Taylor Richardson.
And I'm Jude Hunter. DePauw's Board of Trustees held their October meeting this past week, and some of the headlines from the meeting that affect student athletes are that university is allowing all students back on campus for the spring semester. All of DePauw sports will be back in full strength for after only having mostly freshmen and sophomore this semester.
DePauw's athletic director, Stevie Baker Watson, announced that coaches and staff are still working on a plan to have a meaningful season for all sports this spring, but there is no concrete plan at this moment.
Now, in the third week of practice, we take a look at our men's soccer head coach, Brad Hauter, who is entering his 13th season at the helm. Hauter, who graduated from DePauw in 1987, has a career record of 139, 53-34 as coach. He has led DePauw to many NCAA D3 tournament berths and is inducted into DePauw's Athletic Hall of Fame in 2004.
I got to do a Zoom interview with Coach Hauter to talk about his favorite memories as a coach.
We beat number 1 in the nation, number 2 in the nation, number 5 in the nation. All of those are really, really special. But I think the biggest moment that I've experienced as a coach at DePauw was when we were hosting the national tournament in 2016. We were down 2-1 late in the game. Zach Hoffman scored the equalizer to tie it up. And then Julian Gonzalez scored the go-ahead goal just as the 3 buses from our football team were returning from winning the Monon Bell. And as those buses pulled in, they were right behind the goal that Julian scored on. And the excitement from the football team, you couldn't see anybody, but the buses were shaking. I thought they were going to fall over. It was so much great DePauw pride from 2 teams. It was incredible.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing time to be on campus. That sounds really cool. So what right now are you looking forward to if we have a spring season, and how has preparation and practice been so far?
Yeah, preparation and practice have been great. Guys are so excited to be back on the field that it's a joy to work with them. We just are finishing up phase 2, moving to phase 3 right now. So we're excited because we're continuing to move in the right direction. What I'm excited for in the spring is I think this has been a great test. Adversity is going to hit you in life. It's going to hit you on the field. It's going to hit you in sports. It's going to hit you everywhere. And, our goal is never to dodge adversity or duck it, but to figure out ways to still find success and grow stronger from it. So I don't think anybody as a college athlete has been through more adversity than the groups across the country that have had to deal with COVID and the shutdown of seasons. So I'm really excited to see the mental growth and the toughness and the way that we come out on the other side of this adverse situation that we're in.
Yeah, that's great. And so then I saw that you, in 2003, you rode a lawnmower from East Coast to West Coast. Was it from New York City to San Francisco, I believe? And I believe it was for a fundraiser to keep America clean. Do you want to talk about that really quick?
Yeah, it was a life-changing moment, as you can imagine. When I was a student at DePauw in the 80s, I thought I'd be traveling the country at some point in my life on a motorcycle and having an adventure that way. Got to do the cross-country tour and got to do it on a vehicle. Didn't anticipate it was going to be a lawnmower. But back in 1999, Keep America Beautiful was looking for a spokesperson. They kind of dipped out of national prominence and were trying to figure out ways to kind of spark an interest in people cleaning up in their communities and reducing, reusing, recycling, shrinking our carbon footprint. And so I put my name in, was fortunate that through all the different interviews that they had asked me to serve in that role. And in 1999, we went from Atlanta to New York to Los Angeles, set a Guinness record, couple Guinness records, which is mind-boggling. We raised $250,000 for Keep America Beautiful, and they went that year from 300 community events across the country to within a couple years up to 30,000 community events across the United States. So we're pretty excited about that. And then in 2003, they called and asked if we do it again and go from San Francisco down to Los Angeles and back across to New York. And excited that we had the similar results of the fundraising and the energy and bringing attention and awareness to such a great charity.
Thank you, Coach Hauter, for doing that interview with us. Now onto the Tiger Sports Time Capsule. On October 13, 2001, the DePauw football team defeated Blackburn College 35-8. The Tigers rushed for 356 yards, while running backs Matt King and Jackson Russ combined for 315 of those yards. DePauw's defensive held Battling Beavers to just 23 yards on the ground and 136 yards for total offense. DePauw moved to 3-3, and Blackburn fell to 0-7.
On October 15, 2005, the 17th-ranked men's cross-country team won their third straight meet at Wisconsin Parkside Invitational. DePauw totaled 55 points and finished 13 points ahead of runner-up University of Chicago. Century was third with 79 points. Jaron Mann finished with 25 minutes and 43 seconds as his time, and while Chad Bennett was fifth with 25 minutes and 56 seconds. And Dusty Kime finished 14th in 26 minutes and 17 seconds.
On October 17, 2005, the fourth-ranked women's golf team won their fifth straight tournament at the Franklin College Fall Invitational. The Tigers shot a two-round 650 and finished 4 strokes ahead of runner-up Southern Indiana. Lisa Chambers led DePauw with a fourth-place finish at 160, while Kristen Krugshauser was tied for 7th with a 162. Lauren Brummett tied for 9th with a 163, followed by Allie Murtaugh in 11th at 165. Sarah Gates shot a 178 to round up DePauw's lineup.
And lastly, on October 18, 2003, the women's soccer team topped Principia 5-1. The 13th-ranked Tigers improved to 8-4, and Principia fell to 9-4. Kate Nichols scored the Tigers' first goal in just under 2 minutes, and Meredith Rinneker and Chrissy Hauter both scored later in the first half to make it 3-0 at halftime. The Tigers would score 2 more goals in the second, and Principia would score late, and that would be their only goal of the match in the very final few minutes, making the score 5-1. DePauw outshot the Panthers 9-4 and had an edge of 5-2 on corners.
And that will do it for this episode of Tiger Sports Nation. Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, please like, share, and leave a comment down below. Make sure you tune in to our episode next week, and have a great rest of your day. I'm Jude Hunter.
And I'm Taylor Richardson, and as always,
Roll
Roll Tigs!